Well, hello, thank you for joining me today again on the Church History Trail. And we're continuing here at the Boyne Valley. And where we are now is we're actually at King William's Glen. And at a little before 5 a.m. on the morning of the 1st of July, as the sounds of Reveille rang out around Millefont and Tullyallen, where we are, Millefont's not far from here, and the majority of William's troops began to stir. A force of a little under 7,000, some say 11,000 men under Meinhard Count Schomberg, who had awoken 3 hours earlier, set off on their march around the Jacobite left flank. And so they were heading to Slane and towards Rosnaree on a flanking march. And of course, the Jacobites thought that this was the main movement of the army. And so King James, under his commanders under him, actually sent then the bulk of the Jacobite army to meet this force. But of course, the main Williamite army were still at Tullyallen and King William's Glen, which what we come known as King William's Glen. And so as the right wing of the army marched off into the early morning mist, the main body of the army came to life, excuse me, preparing for the conflict to come. And in all probability, there was probably a second gathering of William's senior officers who had already met at Millefont, in which he clarified his plans for the assault across the Boyne. And supported by a major artillery bombardment, then the Jacobite forces massing would have advanced towards the river Boyne, along a defile which would soon become known as King William's Glen. And crossing at low tide would attack the Jacobite positions around the village of Oldbridge. Under this cover, they would be able to approach the river more or less unseen by the enemy, and therefore deny them time in which to react to the actual assault. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you a wee drive down King William's Glen, and we're going to go down to the Boyne, and then we're going to go on to the property of the Boyne visitor centre. And so that's where we're heading now. So I hope you'll enjoy this wee drive. And it's a lovely day for today. A wee bit cold when you're out, but it's certainly nice and the sun's shining. And I'm a wee bit hoarse today, so I apologise. But certainly there's lovely scenery here. And of course the Williamite troops then would have came through here, heading down towards the Boyne River. So we're heading now to, we're going to cross the Boyne. So we'll cross the Boyne and we'll go to the visitor centre, and then we'll have our lunch, hopefully. But lovely scenery here, absolutely beautiful. So if we were to go left, then we would end up in Slane. And or sorry, if we were to go right, sorry, we'd end up in Slane, and left will take us to Drogheda. But where we're going to go now is we're actually going to go straight on. We're going to cross the River Boyne. You can't see the full view that we can see here, but it's absolutely beautiful. Now you can see the Boyne River into the right. And so here we are at the Boyne Visitor Centre.